Hello and welcome to your Aries reading for the first 2 weeks of May. First and foremost, if anything that I say does not resonate with you, I urge you to discard it and leave it in the trash. Secondly, just pay attention to the thoughts, the feelings, the emotions that are evoked during this reading because they are too a part of it. This is how we can collaborate here and how we can co-create this reading. My name is Crow. I am a spiritual healer, medium, and guide, and this is going to be a really queer reading, a really autistic reading, a really just me reading. I always say my name is Crow, not Dove, for a reason, because I caw caw a lot, alright? So, let's get into it. I will be using the 33 Masters deck by yours truly. I created this deck with my guide, and I will be channeling directly from Spirit, which is kind of fun, one of my most favorite things to do, and I will be also using the Spirit Medicine Animal deck. Okay, so first things first, just want to take a moment to call in any of the spirit guides, angels, ancestors, protectors, the messages that are trying to get through to all of the Aries folks who are tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here on this channel. Okay, let's jump into it. The first card that I have pulled here today is the Choices card. So in the season of your life, sometimes we forget that we actually have more than two choices. And the reason why I say two is because collectively speaking, we are in an immense time of where duality is just being ramped up. It's like we're pouring a bunch of gasoline and fire on duality, okay? So when you feel like you're in between two choices, this is like a wound. You inflict a wound onto yourself, unnecessarily speaking, because there's always three choices, always. Yes, no, or just not making a choice, which is a choice in itself. And so you are being presented with, for the first 2 weeks of May, your ability to choose, your ability to recognize and re-understand that you are a co-creator, which means that your mind matters. We create meaning with our mind, which is incredible and exceptional and also can be to our detriment. So really notice where you have been inflicting your own wounds, and you have so many choices. Like this is spring energy, okay? This is like, wow, there's flowers over here, there's flowers over there. You can literally pollinate, you can grow, you can change, you can incorporate the things that you've learned throughout these really, really intense eclipse season and retrograde period. So for many of you, it might be, okay, you have some opportunities that are coming your way. And you might have some things that are leaving your life, okay? Don't focus on the things that are leaving your life. Keep your eyes on what's coming in, okay? Because the more that we just turn and face the shadow, the more that we become the shadow, okay? And now a lot of people are doing a lot of deep and dark and harrowing soul work, but we gotta keep it light too, okay? We have to create harmony and balance. Otherwise you just get lost in, what's the point? I don't know. All right, so I also pulled the Buffalo card in reverse. So reverse is this way, yeah. Okay, so the Buffalo card is all about abundance. And it's about recognizing that maybe you've just been a little bit of like a Scrooge. I'm getting like Scroogey energy in a sense of be present for these next 2 weeks and be grateful. And I don't mean like begrudging grateful, because it's like Forcing gratitude on yourself, really, the universe knows that you're full of shit. Most people might know that you're full of shit on some level or another. So if you're going to express gratitude, just be true to yourself. And recognize that really everyone is going to go in their own pathway. And the more that we're judging, the less opportunity, the less abundance that comes into your life. Our subconscious mind is a funny thing because it actually can't tell the difference of when I'm talking about you and when I'm talking about myself. Okay? So basically, when you're talking smack about somebody else and their pathway and you're like pointing the finger outwards, same thing. When you're pointing the finger outwards, your mind doesn't know the difference between that person and you. So basically, we have the law of cause and effect, the law of karma, if you will. Boom. It happens almost immediately. That specific law happens immediately because of the experience that we have in our head. Okay? So these two cards together, the Choices card and the Buffalo in Reverse card, is really just speaking to your ability to, for the next 2 weeks, to recognize, be grateful for what you have. Don't build with your deficit, okay? Look at what you have, not what you don't have. Look at the opportunities that are flourishing. Easier said than done, a lot of this stuff, but, you know, if you make a commitment for the next 2 weeks as an experiment, like sometimes we have to dangle some of the, you know, carrots in front of the cart. Like, all right, gotta keep going. Like, make it fun. Experiment. Because when we're working with this energy, spring is about giving birth. Think about the seeds that are like pushing through, okay? You know, we have like a 9-month gestation period before we're born, and then our mom pushes us out or our parent pushes us out, right? But that's the pain that they remember when giving birth. They're not thinking about those 9 months really because of the craziness that it took to bring your beautiful, smart, wild ass, Aries, potent, fiery ass into this world, okay? So recognize that during spring, it's like, boom, that pumping through the soil energy, okay? And you can really give yourself momentum, when a true momentum that will actually stand the test of time, meaning there's going to be some sustainability with it, when you are able to really, really use the energy of gratitude, not begrudging gratitude, y'all, okay? Don't be stubborn about this, okay? Just be real. My advice, anyway. Or what's coming through here. Mixed with my advice, of course. I'm human. And the fact that you have so many choices available to you. Not getting stuck in that wound. You know, sometimes when we feel like dog crap, you know, it's because we are hurting ourselves. We're hurting ourselves by telling these lies. So stop lying to yourself. Open up. We're going to pull 2 more cards here, at random. So if you are looking for more opportunities in love, your finances, your relationships, okay? Understand that if you get stuck, okay, if you get stuck and you point the finger outward when you're blaming, I don't know if that's the move this season, y'all. Aries, I don't know if that's the move right now, Aries. In order to really give yourself some great feedback, it's good to clear your mind. I'm like, okay, there's some shit going on in your mind sometimes that pointing that finger outward, maybe just take a moment and be nice to yourself and give some like positive feedback. Like, you did a good job here and there's room for improvement here, and like come on, smack your butt and like get out there and do some more things here. Okay, so a lot of reverse cards for you today. We have the Blue Heron and the Swan. So the Blue Heron, that medicine is really speaking to self-reflection. So this is a really great time to like, it's like you gotta, maybe your mirror of self-reflection has been upside down for a really long time. Now it's time to turn it like 180. Look at yourself, see yourself, bring harmony into your life. Yeah, so this is about bringing more harmony. Some of you have been stuck for a really long time and stuck in your shadow. And like when an Aries is in the shadow, like, yeah. You know, you can be really gung-ho about it, okay? So turning your frown upside down, you know, again, experience, try it out. See what works. If it doesn't work, okay, don't come back and see Crow again. Or if it does, subscribe. All right. So the Swan is about truth. We most often associate the Swan with like grace. But like, think about the cosmic equation, Aries. What comes into you being graceful? Because grace is really not an outside state, it's an internal state, and sometimes it really just doesn't look the greatest for everybody else. So tune into your energy to like cruise, okay? Like cruise control. The song from the West Side Story. I love the West Side Story. It's one of my special interests. Keep it cool, boy. Real cool. The ability to not in cruise control because you don't care, but cruise control because you care and that there's momentum built by your conscious decisions and your conscious choices. Become aware, because in order to have grace in the cosmic equation, we need truth, we need compassion, we need grit. Because sometimes we might see some truths about ourselves and we're like, damn, that's unfortunate. So a mild wake-up call for you, Aries, the first 2 weeks of May. And also, it feels like it's like a turn. It feels like you're turning the dial and you're coming into a place where you're beginning to recognize and understand like that you are in constant co-creation with the universe. And you can be open. Be open and light that flame, light that fire, and make a decision. It feels like there's so much coming into your life, and your ability to recognize that the small, the even smaller, the minuscule, the most subtle aspects of yourself, and really recharge, because you have the ability to quantum leap. Take quantum leaps in the spring, bringing so much joy into your shadow aspects. It's like integrate, and give yourself like a hug with the light and dark side. Like light side, dark side, hug, whole being, peace.